Good evening. My name is Rich Snizak, Superintendent of Schools for the Parkland School District. I'm honored to participate in this video tribute for my friend, Keith Groller. I've had the good fortune to know Keith for some 40+ years now, dating back to our days as students at Harrison Morton Junior High School and Deeriff High School. Our paths continued to cross while I served in various coaching and leadership positions in the Allentown School District at both Deeriff and Allen, and in my tenure in the Parkland School District. Keith's work as a sports journalist has had a profound impact on the local and national sports scene. In my years coaching football and baseball at the high school level, Keith worked extremely hard to create a positive rapport with coaches and players, and these relationships continue today in many respects. I've always had great admiration and respect for Keith's work. There are many instances that I could recall, but one occasion stands out for me the most. In the era of transition from the East Penn Conference and Mountain Valley Conference, and then subsequently the Lehigh Valley Conference, this was during the late 90s and early 2000s, there was much tension at that time over public school and private school, geographic boundaries, and student-athlete recruiting. It appears some issues never go away. It was during these circumstances that I believe Keith's accurate and factual reporting on the issues contributed to bringing the Lehigh Valley schools back together as one conference. In closing, I wish to congratulate Keith and thank his family for their many sacrifices throughout the years. My parents, my wife, and I appreciate your friendship. Keith's coverage of our athletic programs for the past 40 years has set an extremely high standard. Congratulations on this recognition. It's very deserving.
My name is Jim Morgans. I was a football coach in the Lehigh Valley for 47 years. I was a football coach at Freedom, Salisbury, Allentown Central Catholic, and Parkland High School. He understands how important sports are in this area and how important it is to other people that read his columns, the people that check out. It's very important in this area, and he does just an outstanding job there. Some folks might think and don't understand how well the coverage is in this area also. I've been fortunate to get out of the area here and talk to people and tell them what type of coverage we have, especially the media, and television and that sort of thing, or how that sports are promoted here in the area, and he takes the lead with that, and they can't believe it. Some people just can't believe it. I played football in Texas, and I played football in Louisiana, and those two states are rabid states for sports, for high school sports. And the things that Keith does mirrors that. I mean, it's not quite there, but it's not far off. All right, I say it's not quite there because, like in the state of Texas, there's only two sports. There's football, and then there's spring football. That's what it's all about. But Keith, matches that. And when I tell people from the outside how well our teams are covered in all sports, basketball, girls basketball, softball, lacrosse, whatever the sport, it's partly due to him. He does such a great job.
Hi, my name's Doug Snyder. I recently completed my 22nd year as a head basketball coach at Allen High School. Kegger Awards. KEG stands for Keith E. Groller. And every year he puts these awards out, and people who don't have anything to do with the sport of basketball, but who might be running a snack bar, who might be a custodian in that gymnasium that night, who might be a stat man, could be a student from one of the high school teams keeping statistics for a team. He gives awards out to all those people, and all those people feel better about themselves because Keith is honoring not just the coaches and the athletes, but he's honoring people who are kind of tangential to the whole process of high school athletics. So once again, I know you're a Deerfield guy, and I'm an Allen guy, Keith, but I really appreciate the fact that you have reported on everybody, not just in Allentown and in the greater Lehigh Valley, but you just reported on Penridge High School making it to the 6A championship game, and Penridge is a Bucks County team. And so for that, from the bottom of all our hearts, thank you for all the work you do, Keith.
Keith was actually an outlet that helped me as a coach to help me communicate with my players. There were many times I didn't talk about the outcome, but focused on the players and tried to build trust and culture with the team. Keith always gave me an opportunity to make the story of humanity piece. Keith was always there when I asked him for support for some project, all-star game or new idea. There were many late night calls to his office, and he always picked up and we had a long conversation. As a 2-year-old, my daughter wore a district gold medal draped around her neck, and Keith highlighted it in his article. 15 years later, she won a district and state championship at Parkland. Again, he had the opportunity to focus in on my daughter. He has been a special friend to my entire family, along with each sports family in the Lehigh Valley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Andre Reed. Played 16, 17, I don't know how many years I played in the NFL, but was a 7-time Pro Bowler. I played with the Buffalo Bills and retired number 3 all-time in receptions. Had an awesome career, and you know, it wouldn't have started without a guy like Keith Groller. I mean, what has Keith done for me throughout my football career has you know, not only covered me when I was in high school, but he's done so much for the Valley in itself. I mean, every time you talk about a big game or something happening with sports in the Valley, Easton, Allentown, Bethlehem, wherever, Keith Groller was the guy that always covered it. So I admire him about that. But one of the most important things I really do admire him about is that he really knew my family, and he really respected my family. And that's why I respect him. He covered my 2 brothers, he covered my sister, and he became a household name for 30, 40 years. And I've known him that long. I know that's a long time, but, and I think the most important thing to me, not only what he has done for the Valley, he came to my Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and I think that was really special.
Allentown, Pennsylvania, stand up, I know you here.
Thank you again for all you did for the Valley, and thank you for what you did for me and my family, and I really appreciate it and consider you a friend. All right, man, peace.